everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is a very exciting week for me this week because tomorrow is the official publication day for my first ever cozy mystery, Murder at the House on the Hill. And I thought it would be really fun to talk to you guys today about some of my favourite cozy murder mystery books, just to link in with this. And yeah, if you're looking for something cozy to read this autumn, I've got some great books that you could curl up with a nice cup of tea and, you know, try to be an amateur detective and work out who the killer is before the end. But yeah, hopefully you'll also add Murder at the House on the Hill to your reading list as well this autumn. It is a cozy murder mystery. It's set in the Cotswolds and it is about a crime bookshop owner called Nancy Hunter and her grandmother Jane, and they go to a party at the house on the hill. And unfortunately, there is a murder at the party and they set out to investigate who the killer is, along with their journalist friend, Jonathan. And I just really hope you guys are going to fall in love with these characters as much as I have writing them. I feel like if you already read my women's fiction Glendale Hall series, I think you'll still love this because even though it's not a romance, obviously it's crime, we've still got the same kind of cozy, quirky community. It's a very easy read, something, like I said, to curl up with on a cold night and just enjoy, hopefully. So yeah, I'm so excited for you guys to read this tomorrow. I'll leave all the buying links below if you would like to grab a copy. It's out in the UK, the US, and on Amazon everywhere worldwide, basically. So yeah, hopefully you'll be able to find a copy. It's in paperback, ebook, and also audiobook on iBooks as well. So I'm going to stop plugging my own book and talk to you about some of my other favourite cozy murder mysteries in the hopes there's something here that you would like to add to your reading list for this autumn. Okay, so first up on my list of recommendations is Richard Osman's The Thursday Murder Club. I feel like most of you will have heard of this book. Richard Osman is a TV presenter here in the UK and the book has been a runaway hit. It's been #1 for weeks and weeks, and I think it's also done really well in the US and I'm sure around the world as well. But I wanted to include it because it is one of the newest cozy mysteries on the market and I really enjoyed it. So if you haven't read it and you want a mystery this autumn, definitely check it out. The second in the series came out last week as well, so you've got more than one to read if you enjoy it, and I'm definitely going to pick up the second one soon. Basically it's set in a retirement village in the UK and it's about 4 friends who set up the Thursday Murder Club. So once a week they discuss unsolved mysteries, unsolved crimes, and then a murder happens on their doorstep. So obviously they have to investigate, and yeah, it's definitely quirky, it's funny, as well as the mix of crime solving. And yeah, I really enjoyed the main characters in the retirement village. I thought that was a really kind of quirky idea, and yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I've heard the second book is even better. So yeah, definitely one to add to your list if you haven't already. And don't worry, I will list all these books below if you miss me waving around the book or miss the title. So yeah, it'll all be listed below in case you want to buy any of these books. Next up, I've got a classic cozy mystery for you guys, and that is the queen of cozy mysteries, Agatha Christie. If you really want to read a cozy mystery this autumn, do not discount Agatha Christie. She is the queen of the genre and her books are a really good read. I'm trying to read all of them. It's going to take me ages because she has written a lot. I think I've read 5 or 6 so far, and I would say that so far I've got 2 to show you. These have been my favourites so far. So this is a Poirot book. I think you all know Poirot mysteries, you've probably seen them on TV, but it's definitely worth reading the book. This one is very ingenious and I love the kind of vibe set on the Orient Express. It just feels kind of so glamorous and cozy, and then it's all shattered by a murder, and the kind of whodunit, the twist at the end is very ingenious, and I certainly wouldn't have guessed it, wouldn't have seen it come in. So yeah, if you haven't read an Agatha Christie, I would definitely recommend this one. So next up is a contemporary cozy mystery, and it's one that came out very recently, and it's called The Windsor Knot by S.J. Bennett. And this one is basically about Her Majesty the Queen, Queen Elizabeth, being an amateur detective. I think this is such a good idea for a series of cozy mysteries because the Queen just seems capable of anything, and there's definitely an air of mystery about her herself. So I think like it isn't a massive stretch of the imagination to think of her as somebody who gets involved in crimes and cases and mysteries and solving them. So yeah, I saw this in Waterstones. I didn't really know anything about it, but I was drawn in just by the ingenious idea of the Queen being an amateur detective, and I really enjoyed it. Obviously, the Queen can't do all the investigating herself, so she has a very capable assistant who helps her. And yeah, it's just a real fun, cozy mystery, and there's going to be more in the series, I think. So yeah, if you're looking for one to just curl up with, an easy read, a bit of fun, check out The Windsor Knot. So next up, I've got a historical cozy mystery for you, and this is Maisie Dobbs, which is the first in the Maisie Dobbs series by Jacqueline Winspear, and this one is set in London in 1929, and it is about Maisie, who kind of grew up basically as a maid at this grand country estate, but the owners kind of really took her under their wing, and she ended up as a nurse in the war, and now she set herself up as an amateur detective in London. And it's a really good mystery. It is all set around kind of the war and soldiers, and you sort of see, because it's the first book in the series, a lot of it is about Maisie's past and how she's become an amateur detective. So I found that really interesting. It's almost like a kind of coming of age story mixed with a cozy mystery. And I'm excited to read more in the series. And I really just loved Maisie as a main character. And the cover is just very autumn aesthetic. So we love that. So yeah, if you would like more of a historical mystery, then definitely check out the Maisie Dobbs series. Next up, I've got a teen pick for you guys. I absolutely love reading YA stories, so when I saw that there was a YA kind of cozy mystery, I definitely had to read it. And this is the Truly Devious series by Maureen Johnson. There's 3 books in the main series, but she has actually brought out a 4th book now, which I need to read. But I've read the original 3 and I really enjoyed them. It's also set in a boarding school, and I love boarding school stories. So you've got the great mix of a boarding school and a murder mystery. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's basically all about a student who starts at the boarding school called Stevie, and she becomes kind of obsessed. She's kind of a real true crime fan, and she becomes obsessed with a murder that happened at the school years ago. And yeah, it basically all ties around a riddle, and there's just so much to solve, and the case kind of runs through the first 3 books. So you will unfortunately probably be hooked. I need to read all 3 to find out the answers at the end, but it is worth it, and I really enjoyed it, particularly because, like I say, it's set in the boarding school and it's just a really fun contemporary murder mystery. Next up, I've got a well-known series for you guys. You've probably heard of it, read it, or watched the TV series, and that is the Agatha Raisin series by MC Beaton. This is book 1 in the series, and it's called Quiche of Death, and it's all about Agatha Raisin, who works in PR and decides to take early retirement to the Cotswolds, enters a quiche competition and ends up being accused of poisoning someone. So she has to turn amateur detective to try and clear her name. This is a really kind of fun series. It's very much a light-hearted, cozy mystery series. And Agatha Raisin herself is quite a sort of interesting main character. She's not that easy to like. She's got a lot of sharp edges to her, but in a way that kind of makes it fun as the main character. It's quite unusual to have one that you don't necessarily root for all the time. And yeah, it's as I said, it's just a really fun series. I've read a couple of the books, but this is book 1. So I would definitely recommend reading this one first, because it kind of talks about how she ends up in this village and ends up solving crimes. So yeah, definitely one if you like. It's kind of a mix of women's fiction as well, because it's all about her personal life and relationships as well. So yeah, a good mix of women's fiction and crime solving. So finally, I have a second Agatha Christie recommendation for you. I could not include more than one of her books because, as I said, she's the queen of cozy mysteries. This is a standalone one, and so it's not one of her Poirot or Miss Marple books. It's completely standalone. So if you've never read one of her books, it's a really good kind of opening to her. And it is a really good mystery. It's probably one of her most famous ones. It's called And There Were None. It is basically about 10 strangers that are lured to an island and they're basically killed one by one. It's a locked room mystery, and the ending as with most of Agatha Christie's, is very ingenious. I didn't see it coming. And it's just a really, really good idea. I love those ideas of people being kind of trapped. They can't get out and there's a murder on the loose. And yeah, it is definitely a really good one to kind of read on those dark autumn winter nights and see if you can work out who the killer is. I definitely didn't, but yeah, let me know if you did. Can we talk about how aesthetically pleasing this pile of books is? They're all like the same colours. Reds, blues and creams. I didn't even notice that till I kind of piled them up doing this video. How cool is that? And mine matches perfectly because it's got the red, the blue and the cream. Anyway, that is my list of cosy mysteries that you could read this autumn. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these, what you thought of them, and if you've got any cosy murder mystery recommendations for me, because I'm definitely looking to add more to my collection. If you enjoy cosy mysteries, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you're not already, subscribe for more videos from me. Check out the list of books below and see if you want to buy any of them, and don't forget to order your copy of Murder on the House on the Hill. It is officially out tomorrow. I'm so excited to see what you guys think of it. I really hope you're going to enjoy it. I really hope it is going to be a lovely cosy book to curl up with this autumn, like some of these as well. I really hope you enjoyed my recommendations. Yeah, and I hope I will see you guys soon for another video. Take care, look after yourselves. Bye.